Reform are not talking up their chances of coming first, but they think that second place could be doable. I mean, Hannah, what's your sense of it? I mean, it's not long to go, and it's very difficult to predict, given it's going to be a low turnout. There's not been any opinion polls in relation to Hamilton, Larkhall and Stonehouse. We're used to getting spin from the political parties. They're always going to talk up where they are. What's your sense of it?
So, in terms of my running order, I think SNP will win, but I think Labour actually will probably come second and Reform third. I think that the SNP, I think they're talking up this threat of reform so much to try and activate their, not their members, but voters in the area who think, oh, I can't really be bothered, but I would vote SNP. I think they're really going in on this reform to almost kind of prompt people to get to the polling stations and vote for SNP to sort of block reform. And I know that Labour, basically if Labour gets out all the people who say that they will vote to Labour, I think that they believe they've got a good chance of actually winning it. But that's, it's a very tall order if, it relies on getting huge volumes of people out, and in by-elections, traditionally it's a low turnout anyway. But I do think that it's the SNPs to lose. I don't, last week I was a bit more sure Reform would be second, but I now, especially given the antics of Nigel Farage earlier on in the week, and Labour's kind of picking up momentum a little bit, I think Labour actually will probably come second.
Doug, let's start with the SNP. I mean, they've had quite not an understated campaign, but it's been a solid, unspectacular campaign, which I think started with focusing on the record of the Labour government and then quickly pivoting to reform and trying to frame it as a two-horse race between the SNP and Nigel Farage. It feels like right now, if you had to say there was a favourite, they might be slight favourites for it.
I actually think they're big favourites. I think they'll win it, and I think they'll win it quite comfortably. I don't think it'll be a kind of loveless win. They're going to win it probably about 33% of the vote, I would imagine.
That's quite specific.
Yeah, well, kind of around. I think about a third. I was thinking about a third. A third of those should turn up. I think I'll vote SNP, and that'll be enough to win. Reform and Labour will probably be sitting around about the 20% mark each. So I think it'll be quite a gap, but not a ringing endorsement of the SNP government, not a ringing endorsement of John Swinney.